of events for the city of Damascus and its countryside for Friday, May the 17th. The number of martyrs today reached 75 so far, among them 3 women and 2 children, distributed as 24 in Damascus and its countryside, 12 in Deir ez-Zor, 11 in Idlib, 8 in Homs, 8 in Hama, 6 in Aleppo, 3 in Dar'a, 2 in al-Hasaka and 1 in al-Raqqa. The Friday named the independence of the Syrian decision started with an air raid with MiG military aircraft for the first time on برزة that was also targeted with heavy shelling by mortars, tanks and anti-aircraft weapons. Many residential buildings were demolished as a result, and heavy smoke billowed from the area, coinciding with fierce clashes between the Free Army and the regime forces who attempted to break into the neighborhood from the direction of the military police. So was the situation in Jober that was bombed with rocket launchers, while cannon bombing hit Al-Qابون in the south, causing fires in buildings and houses, and there is news of injuries among civilians. The industrial zone was bombed with tanks, and the remote camp was exposed to shelling and smoke was seen rising from there. South to the countryside, mortars hit Al-Madinya area in Al-Qadam this morning, and a landline missile fell in Asbane causing injuries and death. And west in Dar'a, regime army continued to reinforce its gatherings with military convoys that headed to the city and attempted to break into it since the early morning, as it was bombed with rocket launchers. The neighborhood Al-Mu'addamiyya was bombed with Shilka tanks centralized in the mountains, along with targeting the residential buildings randomly. The 4th Brigade bombed the city for the first time with shells, which explode in the sky and fall slowly between the orchards, leaving behind white lines that fill the place they fall in, as 5 shells had fallen. Al-Zabadani in the north was bombed with tanks centralized in the eastern mountain, and 3 died as a result, while others were wounded yesterday as the tank at Al-Aqaba checkpoint targeted the residential neighborhoods. Military aircraft raided the city of Yabrud as many shells hit the city causing injuries and death. Heavy shelling hit the main market and many were injured, among them a woman. The town of Al-Mishrifa was bombed with explosive barrels for the first time by military aircraft, coincided with heavy flights of warplanes after targeting several cities in Al-Qalamun with missiles and rocket launchers. Many were injured, including 2 children, due to the shelling that targeted Al-Sahel village close to Yabrud. Warplanes flew in the sky of the eastern Ghouta and set several raids on the towns of the area, while clashes took place in Zamalka on the southern orbital road, coinciding with targeting the city by rocket launchers and heavy artillery. Duma was also bombed with mortars and rocket launchers that targeted the residential gatherings in the city, while a young man died in the nearby Harasta with the bullets of regime forces. Al-Mliha was exposed to rocket shelling on its outskirts, coinciding with the flights of warplanes in the sky of Al-Ghouta. Intermittent clashes occurred in Beit Sahan between the Free Army and the regime forces near the entrances to the city overlooking Damascus International Airport Road, while a young man died in Saqba because of the heavy shelling on the city by mortars. And lastly for today, demonstrations were set in many parts of the capital and its countryside, in each Saqba, Duma and Al-Asali, demanding the independence of the Syrian decision, supporting the Free Army, and saluting the afflicted towns and cities.